the song with your heart. Play the song with your heart.
At one time. All right, well, let's get on to the last game on the docket for Sunday, and we have the Chiefs versus Bills game. Now, I'm not gonna lie, this game right here,
hard to call, man. It's really hard. It's really difficult to call.
oh man. I'll say this. Here's the deal. So I on the last podcast I think I mentioned how I was gonna pick the Bills. I'm changing my pick. I'm going with the Chiefs this game. I had to think about this a little bit because after what I saw last week against the Steelers, okay, yeah, the Bills, they won the game by like double digits and everything like that. But I felt like the game there should have been a larger gap, in my opinion. I felt like the Bills, when they got up by like 3 scores, all of a sudden I saw something. And it was the Steelers were driving down the field. They were converting pretty easily. It felt like they found something. They found a certain crack in that defense. And then I looked at the injury report, and Jordan Phillips, Matt Milano, they're on injury reserve. They're not going to come back. And I'm thinking to myself, man, this defense is pretty banged up. And if Mason Rudolph can move down the field on this defense, albeit they only scored 17, but if you look at the team stats for that game, I mean, the Steelers look pretty solid. They just couldn't convert when it mattered most. I'm looking at that, and I'm saying to myself, albeit the Chiefs, they don't have the best receiving core, but the way they looked against the Dolphins at home, I'm just saying, I don't see how the Bills can beat the Chiefs this game with that defense. Josh Allen's going to have to go against that defense. Patrick Mahomes, best defense he's ever had in the league. And I look at that defense with Snead, with McDuffie, with Chris Jones, with Nick Bolton, with who else on that defense? They got some dudes on that defense, man. They got a lot of dudes on that defense. It's physical. They play great. They're one of the better tackling teams in the league. I feel like Josh Allen's going to play tight this game. I feel like there's going to be a lot of 3 and outs. It's going to be a lot of frustration from the Bills side of things. I feel like Josh Allen's going to throw a pick, and the Chiefs are going to capitalize on it. When the Chiefs go up, when they have the lead, I think the Bills are going to get very tight. Even though they're going to be at home, I think they're going to get very tight. And then what was it? Deion Dawkins, one of the offensive linemen, he was like, "Yeah, the Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes, they never faced us at Buffalo. Like, it gets crazy up in there." I'm like, y'all just lost to Joe Burrow last year. He walked y'all down last year. What you talking about? You think if Joe Burrow could do that, you think Patrick Mahomes is afraid of that home field? No. Ain't nobody afraid of that home field. I just like Patrick Mahomes in this matchup. I think what I saw against the Dolphins, I think it'll translate this game. And that's how I feel. I think Josh Allen, he's going to play tight, and he's going to get real nervous, and that's going to cost him.
That's honestly a fair assessment. I can't really refute. Well, I can't refute that. But okay, here's what I'm thinking. I've came on this show, I believe, and said the Bills going all the way. It just seems like they're going to just have one of those runs. There's going to be a little fluke involved, but they're going to get it done. And we're looking at the last game. The last time they played December 10th, it kind of looked like that already. That's the game that kicked off their win streak, was against the Chiefs. And the way they won, by the end, albeit the Chiefs Kadarius Toney was lined up at corner, but they were so close to losing that game. You could say that win was a little Mickey Mouse.
Yeah.
But ever since then, the Bills been rolling. And, last time the Chiefs didn't have Pacheco. They had Edwards-Helaire as the leading rusher. But Josh Allen, he didn't have that great of a game the last time they played the Chiefs. He had 233 yards on 42 attempts, 1 touchdown, an interception. Stephon Diggs wasn't involved really much at all. James Cook was the leading receiver. Like, what are we doing here? But I do think that, once again, isn't that the first game since
No,
they
that's
fired their.
Oh yeah, it was.
That was the first game. So I think the offense is a lot more polished now. I feel like they have a more general idea of what they want to do on offense and what their identity is.
Okay.
And I'm not going to put it past Josh Allen to make plays, but I think the number one thing, you have to get Diggs involved. He cannot have what he had, like, 4 catches for 24. Yeah, that's not going to cut it. I know L'Jarius Sneed, all-pro snub pretty much, and they got Trey McDuffie, who was a first-team all-pro, but you have to find a way to get your pass catchers involved. You got to get them going early. Give them something easy. Stephon Diggs is a top 5 talent at wide receiver. He just hasn't been playing like it.
Mm-hmm.
And you got to get James Cook got involved the last game. So you keep doing what you do with James Cook. You got to get the tight ends and Stephon Diggs involved. I'm not sure. I think Gabe Davis will be back. But yeah, I don't even did he even play the last time?
He didn't. Well,
didn't.
no, against the Chiefs, I have no clue.
I said the stat sheet says 0 for 0.
He probably. I mean, he could have. But you know how Gabe Davis is. He be having them donut games, so he probably was there. He was just getting
the
cardio.
fantasy tricker. But
he was just getting cardio.
you know they like last night they got Khalil Shakir, getting Khalil Shakir involved. Like he was doing pretty much nothing the beginning of the year, but now he's really starting to get involved in the offense. They starting to get him yak opportunities and all that. So I see the Bills winning. They got the home field too. I know you say it doesn't really matter because the Bengals walked them down last year, but I think this is a different Bills team. The defense has really stepped up as of lately, and I definitely can see them pass catches on the Chiefs continuing the drops because don't forget, although they dominated Miami, there were drop passes.
It was.
And those drop passes, I think they'll finally come and bite them in the butt again, just like the last time they played. So, and honest, I wouldn't be surprised if this game went into OT because, you know, the reason the OT rules got changed in the playoffs because of the Bills. Wouldn't be surprised if this was an OT game. I'm gonna go Bills though.
So you are confident that I don't know. I can't remember if Matt Milano and I think Phillips and Milano. I think Milano may have been out.
He been on IR.
He may have been out. Yeah, he probably was out because I think he may have gotten injured against the Jaguars in London, if I'm not mistaken.
I think so.
And so Jordan Phillips, he came back but got injured during the later part of the regular season. I think he may have played against the Chiefs, and he may have had I think he did have like a huge presence against the Chiefs. That being said, him not being there, I think Jordan Phillips not being there is a huge deal for this game.
Also, there is the fact that I'm looking at the injury report. Teron Johnson and Rasul Douglas are questionable. And those are 2 starting corners.
That's a huge deal. Rasul Douglas is their best corner, and he's been playing tremendous for them. So that would be a huge loss if he can't play. Huge loss. I just look at the way that the game sort of materialized when they were at the Chiefs. That defense dominated for them. That Bills defense dominated for them. Josh Allen, they didn't ask for Josh Allen to be a hero, to be, to put everything on his shoulders. I think this game, I think it's going to be a little different. I think Josh Allen's going to have to make some plays. Josh Allen's going to have to be the reason that they win this game and not the defense, not just the running game. I think the Chiefs are going to really make it very uncomfortable for this Bills offense. And I think Josh Allen, again, he's going to play tight. And that whole narrative regarding Josh Allen can't beat Patrick Mahomes owns him and all this other, I think it's going to continue. Because I'm just looking at the injuries that they've suffered. I know they have been able to overcome it so far, but this is a Chiefs team that they know how to win. They just won a Super Bowl last year. It seems like they're starting to get their groove on, even though the drop passes wasn't that great. It was -6 degrees for crying out loud. I mean, look at Travis Kelce. When has Travis Kelce dropped that many passes in a game? It was very cold, and with this game, it's going to be cold as well.
Yeah,
it's snowing in Buffalo right now, but it's not going to be as cold. And I feel like the field is going to be good because they got the Bills Mafia. They're going to be shoveling the snow and everything. I expect the Chiefs to walk them down and win this game because I think Patrick Mahomes is him. He's that dude. It doesn't matter where he goes. It can be on the moon. It could be underwater. If there's a football field and if there's a football, he will find a way to win. And that's just how Patrick Mahomes is. And Andy Reid as well. And that's just how I look at it. And the play calling, surprisingly, with Matt Nagy at the helm, was actually good against the Dolphins. And for that that's another reason why I trust the Chiefs that much in this game. It's because I think the play calling is going to be good enough. It's going to be innovative enough. It's going to be creative enough to get Rashee Rice, to get Travis Kelce one-on-one in coverage. That's just how I look at it. And that's how I see the game going. But we'll see.
Yes, we will see. It's probably the most anticipated game of the weekend.
Absolutely. All right, that'll do it for divisional round predictions.
Look, cold world, still a cold world. And a couple of y'all is cool, but we a little more thorough. Whole time, a little more girls. You know I spit that sick shit and it's still no cure. Hold up, loud